Hello, this is Dr. Sean, or Sean, as you prefer, as you've come to get to know me. Most people who are here opening the Mind Exercise Vault, and of course, this is the orientation talk for the Mind Exercise Vault, where I give you a bit of information about what we're planning to do with the mind exercises in this Mind Exercise Vault and what you can expect as we move forward. But most people who are listening to this have completed Be Your Purpose. And so I want to welcome you back. What an incredible journey that was. I love that we can remain connected in this way after making an epic adventure together. And we have this forum, this opportunity to continue to apply world-class psychology and brain science and all the lessons that we're going to be exploring that have been passed down by inner world masters so that we can make a practice of cultivating our own inner mastery. And I'll tell you that making my commitment long time ago to treating my inner life, my inner journey, as the primary journey of my life has turned out to be the best choice I've ever made. And so I welcome you to join me and for me to join you on that path, for us to walk the path together through these mind exercises in the Mind Exercise Vault to make a daily practice. And I'll go into some of the details of what a daily practice means to me and what the necessary amount of time and consistency is to make it get the most value out of it for yourself as we move along here. But I want to talk to you first about what happened to me after I finished the year-long adventure of writing Be Your Purpose and completed the writing, completed that process. I ended up thinking a lot about how do I continue to be my purpose now that we're putting this one project to bed? What's next? And of course, you may know that I returned to my psychology practice in San Francisco, and that's where I'm sitting right now, actually. And as I met with patients, I began to notice that one of the benefits of having made my journey through Be Your Purpose was that I've become a better listener, both a better listener to myself, listening to my inner world, and to my patients during sessions as we spoke. And so as a result, just as I did before making the Be Your Purpose journey, I made a commitment again to myself to listen closely and to hear the next step on my own path. And as I did that over a bit of time, I kept hearing two particular things from my patients, particularly, that intersected with what I was hearing as I listened to myself, listening as my silent self for my own sense of purpose and the next step on my path. And the first thing that I heard was that patients who had completed Be Your Purpose had expressed or were expressing wanting to feel more consistently centered throughout their days. And they talked about wanting to feel more connected to themselves, to manage their stress better, to live with less worry as they move toward achieving their personal goals. So that was the first thing. And secondly, I'll just first give you a little bit of background about my patients. They tend to be very highly talented and accomplished people. They do tend to achieve the goals that they set out to achieve, whatever domain they happen to focus on. They include high-level athletes. They are parents whose purpose is playing their role in the family and in the community as well as they possibly can. They're entrepreneurs. They're wantrepreneurs, as they're called out here in San Francisco often, and other types of business professionals who have the ambition to affect positive change, make a living in our rapidly changing world. So my patients are diverse in both their talents and their ambitions, and then of course in their challenges. But the second thing I was hearing was a common interest they shared in their desire to apply effective strategies of inner world mastery to make improvements to their inner world capacity, not only inside our sessions, but outside our sessions. So, addressing those two specific converging ideas, mastering stress and worry, and honing inner world mastery to live purposefully by using the best science that's available became the focus of these next steps on our journey together, these mind exercises within the Mind Exercise Vault. And the reason for that is because achieving those goals is best done through a consistent mind exercise practice that is specifically focused on achieving those goals. You know now that mind exercises are directed meditations that are designed to develop your attention and grow your inner world power in a range of scientifically proven ways. Mind exercising is the smartest way that I know of to practice because it tunes your body as an instrument. This is the instrument of you. By practicing listening, it aligns the instrument of you with your life purpose if you do it in the right way. In any moment, you're aligned with silence flowing through you. You're present to the world. You're present to your life, as opposed to being carried away by stories of the past or stories of the future that have little to do with living effectively and stress-free right now. Living in the past and the future and in story tends to perpetuate unhealthy stress. These reactions that all occur inside your body in reaction to the story. When you're present, though, and aware of silence flowing through and flowing all around you, you're equipped to live effectively and you are living healthfully. Your anxiety is well managed and you're cultivating consistently feeling your best. And of course, that is a large element of what being your purpose is. Achieving this state in a consistent way is a process, and it requires consistent and strategic practice. So by consistently mind exercising together, we're going to become aware, you're going to become aware particularly of your patterns, the patterns that your mind falls into, both the good patterns and the bad patterns. And if you do it strategically, as we'll be doing with these mind exercises inside our vault, you'll learn how to break out of your personal patterns. And I'm not talking about a whole lot of practice. I'm talking about 10 to 20 minutes a day on most days. And I'll go more into it as we're moving through the exercises in your vault, the specifics of how much to do and which days to take off. But I'm basically overall talking about making a habit of checking in with yourself and shifting in the ways that you choose, making this a habitual element of your lifestyle. All of us maintain a story about our lives, and we're the star of our own story, the hero on our hero's journey. And most of us maintain simple habits of mind, habits that repeat on autopilot, habits that we just tend not to see because they've become so ingrained in the story of ourself. And often we get to a point on our personal path that we're held back because of some repetitive aspect of our personal story. And I've seen over and over that simply seeing a pattern of thoughts that repeats inside you for the first time and then seeing it repetitively creates a revolution in your life. During upcoming mind exercises, you'll be routing out stories, old stories, so you can clear the path to continue moving along your journey without needing to repeat the same step on your path again and again. You'll be taking the science-based steps that my patients take, the same things we do both inside sessions and the same things that my patients do outside sessions that allow your personal journey to unfold with the least amount of resistance, the most strategically. And meanwhile, you'll be strategically developing a new story for your life if you want a new story, or you'll be adding elements to your current story that develop your life in the way that you want to if you choose to do that. You'll develop a story that is clearly aligned with your purpose, with being your purpose, with how silence is flowing through you. And Be Your Purpose, we followed silence to stillness. And in your upcoming mind exercises, we'll connect to silence still, but we'll be following it to other places. You'll practice directing silence as it flows through you. You'll connect to silence. You'll navigate your inner world, and then you'll be looking and listening and directing emotional visualizations in specific strategic ways. You'll first discover how you're imagining yourself and how you imagine your future. And you'll ask and define then how you want to be imagining yourself. These mind exercises will lead you to embodying the version of yourself that's best equipped to be your purpose in the outer world. You'll practice and learn to master embodying that version of yourself on demand. And by doing that, you'll be changing your brain cells increasingly into alignment with your purpose. That sound good? Yes? Well, great. I'll go over just a couple process details to end up your orientation here before you're ready to get on with your Step 11 mind exercise. You'll discover as you move through most of the upcoming mind exercises, I should say, that I record a lot of the preparation aspects, the beginning pieces of your mind exercises while I'm walking out in nature. And this keeps the recording sounding authentic. This is after I get into my own silence self to speak to you from. And so this isn't a polished studio sound, but it's an authentic sound. Please forgive and actually try to enjoy any of the background sounds of nature and the real world that you hear. After that initial preparation part of the mind exercise, I'll generally transition into a directed part of the mind exercise, and that will be in more of a studio produced sound so that you can clearly hear me and that you have silence during the silences when you're practicing the directed aspects of the mind exercise. And the only other detail I want to share with you at this point is a recommendation that you alternate days between completing the daily ritual on one day and then completing the next mind exercise in your vault on the following day. And of course, it's okay if you miss days, and it's okay if you take weekends off. But if you generally follow that pattern, you'll get through your 10 mind exercises in the vault each 30 days. And even if you're not a morning person, beginning your day with mind exercise is a great way to shift into your best self state to begin your day, which is where we all want to be beginning from. So I recommend you do that, but of course, we're each unique. So if you'd rather complete your mind exercise at some other time, that will work just fine too, so long as you do it. Okay, that's it. Let's get to it. Step 11 is ready for you when you're ready, and I look forward to continuing our journey together.